Hey, what's up? It's Mark, and today's video is going to be about your gut and your mood. Those two are linked together, and here's what's really cool. The little chemicals that your body uses to help systems communicate with each other, they're called neurotransmitters, and most of those are created inside of your belly. So what's really interesting about that is that we have this system inside of our microbiome, that's our bugs that live inside of our belly, and they can influence what's being produced inside of your gut. And that's going to directly communicate with your brain how you're doing. So imagine for a second, 70% estimated of the serotonin, the happy hormone that you're all looking so hard to find. The serotonin hormone is mostly created inside of your belly through a very specific system inside of your belly. And it directly communicates with your brain through something called your vagus nerve. So the vagus nerve carries the messages from the belly up to the brain to tell your body how your gut environment's being perceived. So what's really interesting about that is that you are in control of how your belly performs with every single bite of food. Every single bite of food that you take is helping to feed the system inside of your body called the microbiome. And so many problems that are coming up with the microbiome are being related back to mental health problems. And what's interesting about that is that there's a lot of foods in the standard American diet, which most of us in Canada follow, that are going to be problematic long term. Not saying they're the number one reason why you're having anxiety or depression. No, but usually they're factors. So imagine this for a second. There's a couple of foods which I'm going to put in another email for you to tell you what to avoid, okay? But if you're eating those foods every day, it's like getting a paper cut. It sucks. It hurts. It's going to have long-term damage. If you get paper cuts every day, your fingers are going to scar over time. And eventually, you won't even feel the paper cuts because the nerves inside of your fingers have died. The same principle applies inside of your belly. Most of these times that we have these foods that we eat that cause problems, they create inflammation. They create swelling of the belly. They create swelling of the membranes that line your gut. And as your gut gets more inflamed, it's going to send off more alarm bells. And when you get alarm bells, you start getting problems. Fatigue, joint pain, you get some skin rashes, and your mood's going to also be impacted. So imagine for a second that if we're consuming that diet that's aggravating our gut, and we're trying to fight a mental health battle, we're probably going to lose. So what's really interesting about that is that you are in control of the foods that you're consuming. With every single bite, you can nourish your microbiome. And I'm going to walk through a couple of things to show you how to do that. And if that sounds daunting to you, that's okay. Don't do it first. It's important as a practitioner to understand the needs of the person you're speaking with. So if food to you and changing your diet and changing these things sounds like I'm asking you to climb Mount Everest, then don't climb Mount Everest. Just put in your mental notes that you will climb Mount Everest. Or in this case, you will change your diet. And that's going to come with slow and steady progression towards your goal. So what's interesting about that is that there might be one thing that you change. Maybe it's just, I don't snack on chips at nighttime, I snack on pistachio nuts. That one change might help you, but doing that consistently, something new every week, something new every month, whatever it is, might help you walk back and feel better. So remember, your gut and your mood are connected. They are one and the same. The signals that your brain is giving your body about how you're perceiving reality are being created inside of your belly. And there's lots of things inside of your belly that are going to be impactful for that. So what I'm going to do for you, I'm going to break this down a bit further. I'm going to show you and tell you some of the problems that I find chronically with people's guts that lead to this happening. I'm going to show you how we identify them on tests, because I don't guess at what's wrong with you. I test to see what's wrong with you. That way I don't have to second guess myself or question. If I'm going to put you on a diet, or I'm going to tell you not to eat a certain food, I'm going to be confident that that's going to be the best decision that you can make because of the evidence that we've gathered. I'm going to show you that in a video. I'm going to show you the power of cutting out 5 different foods into your day and making sure you have a list to say, you know what, let's try not to eat these this week and see how that improves my mood. So I'm going to walk through this stuff with you. I'm going to walk through all these different things so you can use these tools that you have them at your disposal. Use them when you want. Okay, so I'm opening up my tickle trunk here. I'm showing you all the behind the scenes stuff, which I love to do because part of my job, I feel, is to educate. So much of this stuff you're not going to hear from your family doctor, maybe even a psychologist or psychiatrist. You're not going to hear it from them. Not that they're not important, but they don't have that level of training to go into the nutritional details like we do. So my job is to tell you that so that you can use it, right? So stay tuned to your email, stay connected, watch for the next month. There's going to be a ton of things coming at you. Make sure if you don't have time to go through all the emails, just save them. Save them to go through at a later date. Save them to put in your phone. Save them in your notes, whatever you need to do in your phone, so you can kind of review them and come back to them. I appreciate your time. Have a wicked day. See you soon.